So obviously last year injuries were a factor in both just getting acclimated to the team entering the season. How has this offseason been different, and how do you think that's going to help you build to a successful year?
Yeah, this year has definitely been way different than last year. Just feel a lot much fresher. With all the rehab that I did last year, just get my body right this year. And from the off season, the time we had off coming into this year, I feel like I took the right steps to be mentally and physically prepared for what's going to happen in camp and throughout the season. So I'm definitely in a good spot now, moving forward. And I'm just excited. Yeah.
Did you do anything different to make sure that nagging injury doesn't come back?
Yeah, definitely. I just really just emphasized the main injuries that I had, which was the hamstring, and really just took a deep dive on what's causing it, and then attack the rehab, and then attack my off-season workouts. And I'm feeling great. So that's kind of what I was striving for coming back, and now I'm just stacking and looking for good things.
How challenging is it, your rookie season? You come into the league, you're drafted in the third round, you're really excited, and then to have those kind of setbacks, how'd you deal with that from a mental perspective?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough, getting on the biggest stage and then, having a couple hiccups. But, adversity is nothing new for me, and I feel like, I'm the same under adversity. I just kind of attack it with calmness and a sharp mind, and I feel like, tough times don't last. So it's a matter of just putting my head down, putting the work in, and I know that sooner or later I'm gonna come back on top. So it's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Just to clarify, you had one hamstring injury and then
Yes.
a different hamstring injury in the other leg.
Right. It happened preseason game, the second one. Yeah.
Is there any kind of, TJ Tampa also dealt with injuries last year. The rookie class, just some of you guys kind of dealt with those nagging things.
Yeah.
Did you bond in any way with each other during that time?
I mean, we bonded the whole year. I feel like we had a good class. We all very like-minded. Came from similar places. Had similar stories. So we all bonded regardless. But that definitely, put a more emphasis on it. Just pushing each other to come back and just talking about what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, and just get ready for the season. And high expectations.
How have you leaned on Oweh, who you've known a long time, to kind of guide you through being a pro in the last year?
Yeah. I've played with Oweh since college, so I've known him for a while, and even since college, he was my host at Penn State, so he's always been kind of like a big brother to me, and just kind of just showing me the way and showing me how to do things the right way. So it's been amazing to end up here and be reunited with him and continue the journey for real. Yeah.
Describe what the outside linebacker room is like in that dynamic. A lot of young guys kind of hungry to make their mark.
Yeah, like I kind of said with my recruiting class, we're all like-minded in our room. We have the same kind of MO, play style, so we kind of all get it. And then the scheme fits us perfect. So it's just a matter of us going out there executing, being on the same page, and playing Raven football. So yeah.
So we heard from Chuck Smith just a few minutes ago, and he talked about every pass rusher needing to have their own skill.
Right.
What do you look at to make your skill?
My skill, I'm lengthy and I have speed, so combine that with a lot of moves that complement that, and just my effort and my will to make things happen is also going to make it work. So but definitely using my length, my long arms, my speed to get around the edge, my lateral movements, and just putting it all together and blending everything together, and just make my name. Yeah.
What does it like to have a pass rush specific coach like Chuck Smith, and what are some main takeaways you've learned from him during your time?
It's been great, just emphasis on like a lot of our stunt movements and like a lot of the details that a lot of other coaches might not focus on. We emphasize that a lot, and it's probably not it's gonna show up, but it won't show up on the stat sheet. So it's something that's really important to our room and something that we really hone in on.
All right, thanks.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.